Um, our speaker is Nicholas Thurman, otherwise known as Dr. Nick. He's a doctor of physical therapy, and he is the director of the Results Physiotherapy Clinic in the Kensington Center. He does a really good job. I can tell you, I've personally been tortured by him and my wife as well, and I feel a lot better for it. He was raised in Memphis, and he went to the University of Mississippi. He tells me, even though he's such a big guy, as you'll see, that he's not an athlete. So he went there on a sort of a personal scholarship. So I'm impressed by that. And he also went to the University of St. Augustine, where he learned about being a PT guy. He and I have talked from time to time while he's been torturing me in between screams. And he's a hell of a philosopher as well. So I'm not going to say any more about this, but I am going to let him talk about aging and movement. And as somebody who is about to retire at the end of this year, I think I may need that more and more. And looking around the club, there are fewer of us, but we're still hanging in there. All right. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for that, Stephen. Does this clicker work?
Yes.
This one does?
Yes.
Gorgeous. Good morning, everyone. As Stephen just stated, my name's Nick Thurman. I'm a physical therapist and a clinic director at one of the Results locations. I did want to start off with two questions. First question is more for Stephen, actually. As some of y'all know, Stephen is a big-time Texas A&M fan. So I wanted to start off with a question about Texas A&M graduates. Why do Texas A&M graduates put their diploma on their dashboard in their car? So they can park in handicap spots. And then now down to business. Sorry, I had to lighten the room a little bit. All right, real question. When we think about getting older, what do we often fear the most? Most people's mind immediately, everyone's fearing about getting older. Most people actually don't technically fear getting older. They don't care about the increase of candles on their cake every year. They start stressing about inability to do things, loss of function, loss of their independence, their mobility, and their ability to do things with the people they love. So I wanted to talk about our ability to maintain a healthy lifespan over the years. So when we look through the decades, this looks different when we're 30 years old to 40 to 70 years old. When we're 30 years old, we often fear about falling, hurting our arm. Now we can't throw the baseball or softball with our kid. Then when we're 70, we're worried about how are we going to go to our grandkids' softball or baseball game. We get really reluctant on, there's a set of stairs. How are we going to get up these stairs? And we really have to start taking a step back and really starting to worry about our loss of function as we get older. And the reality of it, this shouldn't be the case. As a physical therapist, I have the pleasure to be able to see all sides of aging. So I can see people in their 70s and 80s who remain extremely active and agile as they age in life. And then I get to see people that are much younger, 30, 40, that struggle with the exact same situations or activities that the 70-year-old is doing with ease. I like to tell a story back when I was in Texas, not Texas A&M though. I had two patients, both exact same age. They're both 88 years old. And in these patients, they were there at the exact same time and often came at the same time. One was roughly 150 pounds overweight and trapped in her body. She had lost her balance, fell, broke her arm. That's why she was seeing me. And she balance was bad, couldn't move, and she was mentally sharp but felt trapped. And then I had another 88-year-old that literally by the time she discharged, she skipped around the room. So showing that at age, yes, everyone likes the saying age is but a number. And it truly is, and it can be. So I have the luxury of being able to see that and inspire people to get away from, hey, I'm getting older. No, you're not getting older. Life's just changing, and we just have to work a little harder. So today I wanted to discuss movement, exercise, nutrition, and sleep, and how it not only lengthens your life but improves your life. All right. Starting around the age of 30, muscle function slowly starts to decrease. So our ability to recovery starts to decrease. And I am now past that age, unfortunately. So everyone's mind's like, oh, I'm just getting older. My muscles don't repair as well, which is technically true. But with that being said, it is not the entire picture. Many people assume weakness and loss of function is just a normal part of aging. While it plays a role, inactivity actually technically plays a larger role. We can't stop aging. We shouldn't want to stop aging, but we can significantly influence it. So, simple ways to start off of how we can adapt. Our body adapts on demand. So, the more we place it in stress, it changes and adapts to said stress. It's not easy, but it does adapt. So regular movements. So simply walking is not only enough, but it is a start. It is the simplest and maintains the most effective way, and it is accessible to everyone. So simple walking programs. A lot of people have struggled with starting a walking program. Habits are hard to develop. Bad habits are hard to break. So developing disciplines, developing walking groups. You have tons of people in here that you can develop walking groups with before, after lunch, because you meet weekly. So these walking groups could be potential. Walking outdoors when available, getting the light, getting the sunny day. This past week was a little hard. Today's gorgeous though. Walking with a spouse, with your grandchildren. This is just a simple way to start. It's not the end, but it's a start. The best plan is one that you can repeat though. So you repeat this weekly. It is a plan that you can repeat. So moving into muscles themselves. Oh, it's a little blurry, but you can see it a little bit. So muscles itself, strong predictors of health and independence as we age. Muscles help regulate blood sugar. It maintains a healthy metabolism, supports our joints, decreases our risk of falling, and improves our balance itself. When you compare the older active individual versus a sedentary individual, as you can see, these are both 70-year-old individuals. Someone that does stay active, someone that does stay sedentary. The person that, you do that? You're the best. I was like, uh-oh, what did I do? Someone that does stay active versus sedentary, you can see the adipose tissue, which will be fat, and how much it encircles the femur, so this is the leg itself. Versus someone that does stay active, and how much it refrains and pulls back the adipose tissue. So just highlight points of not to scare people, but the reality of it. The more active we stay, the healthier we stay. All right, nutrition. So nutrition is a hard topic for the medical field because we get so much in our social media. We need to try the keto diet. We need to try this fad diet. And it is so hard to what is right? What does research say? Research itself takes it down to the basics. People around the world that live the longest and live the healthiest keep it simple. You eat whole nutrition, whole grain foods. You eat lean meats. You eat nuts. You eat vegetables. You eat fruits. There's no reason to complicate it. You got to watch your calorie count. You got to watch the donuts, but just keep the processed food to the minimum. And that is going to maximize your nutrition and your health. So we got to get away from the fad diets as much as we can. And then protein. Protein is the building block to our muscle maintenance. So without protein, we don't have muscle. So think of protein like think of exercise like a construction crew. And then you think of protein like the supplies to build a house. If you don't have the construction crew, you can't build a house. If you don't have the supplies, you can't build a house. So you got to work in cahoots to maintain them both. And people with a good maintaining nutrition influences better blood pressure, decreases your diabetes risk, improves your heart health, your bone health, and brain function over the years. All right, sleep. First off, this is my kiddo. He is now 9 months old, so pray for me.
So your sleep is not right.
Hey, last night was rough too. So sleep is often underestimated and utilized, and we often overlook it. During sleep is important for many reasons. It repairs tissues, it regulates our hormones, it strengthens our immune system, and just recovers from the stresses from the day. Poor sleep is associated with increased obesity, increased diabetes risk, increased heart disease, depression, cognitive decline, and increased all-cause mortality. Our bodies don't only get stronger with exercise. You've got to have recovery. We're not getting recovery, we're not growing, and we're not getting stronger. And all right, what does the research say? Longevity. Research constantly identifies several common factors among these people that do live longer and healthier lives. They maintain a regular movement pattern. They maintain healthy body weight. They avoid smoking. So luckily, smoking's decreased, but vaping's increased here recently for some reason. They prioritize sleeping. They eat nutritious foods, and they stay socially connected. So, do we have any guesses on average how long these people live longer? Any guesses at all on average? What's the increase? People that do stay active, they maintain healthy body weight, avoid smoking. What do y'all think?
Probably somewhere around 14, 17 years.
That's it. So, as you can say, 14 to 17 years. I was trying to see if anyone's paying attention. So, it's good. That's good. So, which is astonishing. 14 to 17 years. But how do we get 14 to 17 more years and enjoy those years? Because I don't want to get older if I'm in bed all the time. But how do we maximize those years? And exercise and activity, healthy diet, sleep maintenance adds value to those years. All right. Action plans. The choices that we make in our 30s influences our 40s directly. The action plans that we make in our 40s directly influences our 50s, so on and so forth. We're at different stages in life. Well, everyone loses muscle masses as we age because, again, after 30, everything starts to dwindle down. How much you can maintain is up to you. But as you saw in the picture earlier, we can maintain and preserve substantially more the more we are active and live this active and healthy lifestyle. The earlier we invest in it, the better the outcome, but it's never too late. So strategy plans. Strength training 2 to 3 times a week at minimum. Walking regularly, developing those walking programs, getting outside, prioritizing protein, healthy foods, whole foods, eat your fruits and vegetables, protect your sleep, but don't only sleep. And then stay socially connected. So keep getting out in the community, keep talking to each other. There's one of the same research studies actually looked at sports and activities that increased our lifespan. And one of it correlated racket sports, more here recently, pickleball. Everyone's heard about the pickleball fad. And they found out it was not necessarily the movement itself that increased the life. It was actually the social interaction. So actually getting out and talking to people and not being isolated, because as we retire, we can get so isolated as we age. So get out, communicate, meet your peers. These are simple habits, and if you repeat them consistently over time, the consequences are extraordinary over the time. And then, in conclusion, aging is inevitable. We can't stop it. But if we walk every day, we work out, we exercise, we eat healthy, we get a good night's rest, we can maximize our future. The goal is not simply to add years to our life, but the goal is to ensure that these years are filled with strength, independence, purpose, and joy. The best time to invest in the future was many years ago. The second best is today. Thank you.
Pete's got a question, and I got a question after that.
What's up, Pete?
Just out of curiosity, if you do all those things,
Yep.
and there's no way I'm gonna add 14 to 17 years to my life, not that I want to.
Okay.
You know, all my friends are dying off, so you know, third and fourth generation of friends. But approximately how can we, at later stages of life, can we actually build muscle, or are we just maintaining?
So 2 points with that. First point, only God above can answer the question of how long you're going to live.
Yeah, I
Second point, the more rational point. So even after, well, the research says we make habit changes at 50. So we say we're a chronic smoker, chronic drinker, overweight. We make changes at 50. You can reverse nearly all changes without the extremes. So even with that, the bell curve does drop, but there's still a bell curve, right? So there's still chances, there's still opportunities to maximize what you got. I'm not going to say you're going to live a pain-free life. You're going to have aches, you're going to have pains, you're going to have joint pains, your knees are going to crick in the morning. But the more you active you stay, the stronger you stay, the reality of it, the better chance you have at it. So there's 100% chance that you can improve what you have. Just the direct timeline on it can't
Well,
give
so
you.
the core question is, can you build muscle?
Correct. You can.
Can.
Correct. Yes, sir. So you can still maintain. You're not going to be
Well,
18 bodybuilder anymore.
Well, that's what I'm asking. I'm maintaining.
Correct. You
Can
can.
I build?
Yes, sir. You definitely can build and improve.
Okay.
And genetics
not easy,
doesn't
though.
hurt a lot either. do you?
It's not easy.
What's that again?
I said your genetics doesn't hurt a lot either.
Yeah, right.
There's a question about Lane Kiffin.
Unfortunately not. No, I did have a perspective to share on your point about walking though.
Yep.
So I had a septoplasty a week ago Wednesday.
Okay.
And it's slowed me down a little bit. I'm approaching my mid-40s, very active. I'm in a good community of people that exercise and things like that. But it was pretty rough, but I had an opportunity to go to a soccer game.
Yeah.
Which involved climbing a set of stairs with my young boys, and that was no easy task at that point, about 4 days post-surgery. But I saw a coworker there. I got to talking to him on Monday, and earlier this year he had an aortic dissection.
Oh.
Miraculously survived through circumstances, getting him the care he needed in that moment. But I was talking to him. He's up to walking 5 days a week, and he was able to walk that same set of stairs effectively after basically having his heart separated. That's why.
Which is astonishing because unfortunately most of those people do not make it. To just a testimony to what your body can withstand, if you're giving it to what it needs. That's awesome. We got to push our body to limits, right? We got to push our bodies. If we're not pushing our bodies, we're not going to adapt. We're not going to make change. So there's going to be some soreness, there's going to be some aches and pains. But without it, we're not going to change. So that's awesome. Ladies first.
I try to walk 4 or 5 days a week.
I love it.
Well, at least 5, sometimes more. It's been tough lately. But
Oh, I believe it.
It's amazing how many people are out walking. I'm here to tell you. But not only is it a good physical something for me to do, to get outside, it's amazing how many of my neighbors I have met
Yep.
that are out walking. So you not only get the physical, but you get that social interaction too. I had 2 stop me one day last week that were walking dogs, and one of them had a puppy, and they said, "I'm so sorry, she's so excited to see you. Do you mind petting her?" Oh. And then there was a guy with an old dog, and she was so excited to meet me. I'm like, no, I don't mind. So there's a lot to be said, not just for the exercise, but for the social interaction and being out in God's face.
100%. Yes, sir.
So, are you over multiple facilities, the one over by the Cookout Memorial?
No, so I'm off of Kensington Place, off of South Rutherford and Manchester Highway.
Are you all the same or connected?
So all results are
Yeah.
the same. Yep.
Well, I've been meaning to give them a social media good review.
Yeah.
I'm actually going there again. I went there about a year and a half ago. I've always dealt with sciatic nerve issues.
Yeah.
Even to the point I've talked to surgeons about if I ever need to have surgery. But I went there, stayed the course. Nothing really that hard getting me to do the things I could do at home, but
Yep.
won't. And it went away. Now it's come back a little bit, and I'm in there again and already seeing some results to get back out of it. So
I love it.
but seriously, for anybody that's thought about it, really consider going to physical therapy. I told my mom the other day, she's 82, I said, even if you don't have anything, pick something up. I want you to stay in physical therapy all the time, because
It's a testimony.
you guys know what you're doing, you know what
We
you're
do.
doing. So,
And in all reality, not to get my own tidbit up, but you can honestly save a lot of money. We're not miracle workers, we're not surgeons, we're not cutting you open, so we can't promise anything. Give any surgeon you meet shouldn't be promising you anything either. But coming to us, honestly, first, but the early stages of it, earlier in the conditions, the greater the outcomes and the less it's going to cost you in the long term. Because you wait and wait and wait and wait, and now I have to have surgery, and now I have to a 10-month year recovery because I waited and I waited and I waited. Whereas you get in earlier to see us, the more the chances make change. Yes, sir.
Sleep,
Yes, sir.
it's somewhat variable in my experience.
Yes, sir.
What is going to be a good night's sleep?
6 to 8 hours. 6 to 8 hours. Anything, and that is hard because a lot of us have aches and pains. A lot of us have mind racing moments. So with exercise, with movement, a lot of that helps. So exercise itself decreases regulates your hormones, right? So getting your hormones regulated, getting the stress down helps us to get a better night's sleep. If we're wearing ourselves out, we're gonna sleep better anyways. We've all had a busy day, and we slept better because of it.
how about naps?
Naps are okay, especially as we age.
Yeah.
So the only thing with napping though, is how well of sleep are we getting? Too many naps during the day keeps us up during the night. So try to minimize the naps as much as we can within reason. But I like a good midday nap personally.
Anybody else?
Yes,
I
sir.
don't know if y'all saw the Brian Regan, he was talking on stage, he goes, doctor, got the spot on my leg here, like this. And it feels really good. Do you have something to make the rest of my body feel like?
All right, what you
Thank
got?
you very much.